Welcome. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope everyone had a great weekend, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, no, markets will be closed tomorrow. All right. So Monday, President's Day, the equity markets are closed. The forex market should be open. I think futures markets are open as well, but the equity markets tomorrow, Monday, all right, will be closed for the holiday. All right. So expect in the other markets, expect light volume. Okay, light volume. We do still have sell signals in equity. So let's go to that. All right, so we were down on the Nasdaq. All right, so slightly down on the Nasdaq, guys, on Friday. So the Nasdaq was down 50 points and change. The Dow was up 48 points. S&P was slightly up. IWM, or the Russell, was slightly up. The VIX was down a bit. All right, so we do have sell signals on the 240. All right, so sell signals on the S&P on the 240. All right, S&P on the Nasdaq on the 240-minute time frame. On the Dow, still holding, struggling to hold its buy signal again on the 240, and the IWM has a sell signal on the 240. All right, so only buy signal we have on the indexes is the Dow on the 240. S&P sell signal, Nasdaq sell signal, and the IWM has a sell signal. So we've caught a sell signal in the markets for probably what, 2 weeks now, right? At least a week and a half, 2 weeks. So we do have sell signals on the daily time frame. So S&P on the daily time frame, we have a sell signal, and we are at a decent support. So it's nearing support there on the S&P on the daily. The Nasdaq has a sell signal, okay, and it's right at that support. Nasdaq, guys, keep an eye on the Nasdaq when the market opens on Tuesday. All right, the Nasdaq really needs to hold its support level. All right, we'll take a closer look when we look at the big macros. Okay, on the Dow, on the daily, the Dow is holding fairly well on the daily time frame, and the IWM, the Russell small caps, holding well on the daily time frame as well. The VIX, guys, the VIX is at 20. So it's been at 21, fell a bit down to 20, but it's high. All right. So anything above 20 is high volatility, not good for the equity market. So it's been hanging around that 20, 21, 19, right about there, but closed at 20 on Friday. That's not good. All right, so that's higher volatility for equities. All right, right now in the futures market, all right, so the E-mini is slightly up, only 12 points, so kind of flat. Don't expect a lot of movement because of the holiday. You never know, things might open up in the morning. All right, but right now, very, very slow. Again, equity markets, the U.S. is closed tomorrow for the holiday. Okay, so IWM, the Russell slightly up, Nasdaq slightly up, S&P slightly up, and the E-mini Dow E-mini slightly up as well. The dollar is still in a range. All right. Good news is it held support at 95, trading at 96. So almost in the middle of that range. Resistance is here, support is here. So nothing going on with the dollar. Okay. As far as the sectors, all right, the tech sector, guys, has a sell signal. Okay. On Tuesday, be aware of that. So sell signal on the XLK. Healthcare, sell signal, red candles here. If we can get past the high here on the XLV, we might call a buy signal. Okay. All right. The IBB biotech, Also has a sell signal. All right. If we can get above, that's on the IBB. If we can get above 176, we might call a new buy signal. Right now, we call it a sell signal. We've got red candles. Okay. Financials has a sell signal, guys. The XLF. All right. So we have sellers coming in. You guys can see here. All right. That's a good amount of selling coming in here. All right. So that sector, financials, that's done. Okay. For now. Consumer discretionary sell signal. All right. So we're getting sellers coming in on these sectors. Okay. That's not good. Consumer staples has been doing really well, our best performing sector right now. All right. Buy signal here, all green candles. We broke through that resistance level here. All right. Here's your resistance, and we are breaking out. Really good there. And that's the XLP, consumer staples. Again, number one. This is the number one sector right now. Basic materials also doing well. All right, so 1 and 2, 1 and 2. The XLB, basic materials, buy signal here, holding nicely. Good price action there. Communication services, sell signal. All right, nothing there. Energy has been doing well, guys. Energy, that trade might be over. We'll take a look at the energy stocks. Okay, but for the first time, guys, probably, I wouldn't say ever, all right, but for we haven't seen where crude oil is consolidating and the energy, right? Energy stocks are moving higher, but that's exactly what's happening, all right? So we've seen energy stocks moving higher with the XELE, all right, but the crude oil itself, right, is consolidated. Okay, so eventually they should probably catch up. All right, so we might see crude oil move higher. It's trying to move higher, but just our stock boss traders, bull master traders, keep an eye on your stock, your energy sector. Okay, utilities are making a move. Okay, so utilities, that's a flight to safety. All right, so the utilities making a move. Now, we never get a lot of utility stocks, but definitely breaking out there. Okay. All right, so the XLU, again, that's utility breaking out of a little triangle right here. Buy signal here, broke resistance, right? Moving up nicely. Fairly early move there in utilities, okay? So you can keep an eye on your heat seeker for utilities. Emerging markets, international, right? So international moving up, holding firm as well, okay? Industrials, again, industrials doing well. All right, so some of these sectors, guys, are not our typical sectors, all right, that the institutions are buying. So they're finding these sectors to hide. So they're not in tech, which is tech and healthcare. Those are the big ones, right? And they're not buying those, all right? They're buying. We know they've been buying basic materials, right? But consumer staples, that's not a norm for them. That's usually during the fourth quarter Christmas rally, but they're buying that now. Industrial, they're buying industrial. That's typically not a big sector. And then obviously energy is picking up. Okay, home construction is picking up as well. All right. So they're finding places to hide right now. That's not a good sign for the overall market. Okay. All right. So trade wisely. Forex in the Forex market. All right. We don't have So in the Forex market, let's go here. All right. So data is slow right now, guys. So we don't have a lot of movement in Forex. Okay. So just be careful. Not a lot of alerts right now. Markets are quiet. Okay. Partly because of the holiday. All right. The holiday on Monday, President's Day. So things are very slow. You guys can see that there. Okay. We do have some movement, but it's slow. On the daily time frame, in the Forex market, all right, we have a decent amount of volatility. We've got about 90% volatility on the daily time frame, about 70% volatility on the 240. On the 60-minute time frame, we've got about 40% volatility. So be careful on the 60-minute time frame, guys. We have a lot of consolidation. All these red consolidations on the 60-minute time frame. The yen pairs are moving higher. Okay, so the yen pairs, we can see that they're moving higher. So the yen pairs here are moving up, but still down, right? They're going down on the 60-minute and on the 240, and on the daily, they've been mixed. So keep an eye on that. All the time frames, guys, all the different groups kind of mix. Okay, so Aussie, Kiwi, Yen, dollar, euro, pound, mix. So just be careful. Find your opportunities, but be careful. We don't really have a direction right now. What's going on with the data there? Okay. All right. As far as alerts, all right. So alerts, your Aussie pairs, guys, those buy alerts, all right, of failing. So be careful there. Those Aussie pairs. Yen pairs are moving lower. Be careful shorting. Okay, they are moving lower. Be careful with those. Dollar pairs are mixed to down. Euro pairs mixed. So you guys can see that. Not a lot of direction in Forex. So be careful right now. VIX on the monthly, again, is at 20. Next resistance area on the VIX is about 24. And then from there, we've got big resistance at about 38. Okay, so 38. But let's see if we can get to 44. Again, as we move higher, this is not good for equities. Okay, we are moving higher off the lows there. All right, the Mag 7s, let's take a look. So Tesla, guys, Tesla is holding a buy signal. All right, so it's holding its buy signal, struggling to hold, but it does have a buy signal right near the high. I'm sorry, that's on the weekly. Why do I keep getting a weekly? I think I moved this. Put it on the daily. I'm sorry, guys. That's what I thought here. All right, sorry about that. Tesla has a sell signal. Okay, so Tesla has a sell signal here. We're in the markdown phase. We have support right about here, right here, right here on Tesla, TSLA. So Tesla has a sell signal. NVIDIA has a sell signal. We got a sell signal and a red candle right here on NVIDIA. On Friday, that's not good. Support is at about 168. We closed on Friday at 182. All right, so they're not looking good. Microsoft definitely in trouble here. Microsoft, guys, struggling to hold a big support. Microsoft came from a buy signal of 531 all the way down to 401. We have further support or a low at 553. Let's bring in a weekly time frame. All right, so next support, yes, so 349 is where we've got next big support. And then after that, really big support at 220. Markets would really have to correct to get that low. But it is in the markdown phase and they keep selling it. Okay, so Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, all with buy sell signals. Meta, Facebook has a sell signal. All right, so sell signal here, red candle here on Meta, so sell signal as well. This is not good. Not good. Okay. Google right now is holding. So Google is holding. But we did get a move. All right. A close below the trend line. All right. So buy signal here, all green candles. But guys, right here, it broke the trend line here. We'll look for support. We have some near-term support right here. We'll see if it holds. If it doesn't hold, we could go much lower. We don't have any further support until 209. All right, closed on Friday at 305. But it is holding its buy signal. So it's the only one right now with a buy signal. Okay. Amazon. Amazon has a sell signal. These Max 7 stocks, they're in trouble, guys. They're in trouble. All right, so we'll need to see a strong buy-in when the market opens on Tuesday and the rest of the week. If we have sellers come in, all right, we could see this market move much lower. Okay, so Amazon, guys, on the, move this back to the daily time frame here, right? Made a high here, and here we are all the way down here. Gap down last week, not good. Next support area for Amazon is at 177. It's trading at 190. 98. Remember the high, the very high was at 255, guys. So it's coming down, okay? So they're all having difficulty holding, okay? Apple, same thing. Now, Apple was looking good, guys, right? Broke resistance with a buy signal, turned around. Sellers are coming in. See your red candles here? Those are your sellers. And they're selling it in a big way. So Apple also coming down. Next support on Apple is at right around 245 or so in Apple. So guys, only one stock, Google, out of the Max 7s that's still holding its buy signal and struggling, broke its trend line. So that's not good for equities, okay? That is not good for equities. And we do have sell signals in the market, so no surprise there, okay? These are some of your big stocks in the market. Let's see how they're doing. This is your top 50 stocks here with good fundamentals. We'll just go through these quickly here, see how they're doing. Sell signal here, sell signal here, sell signal here. So if these big stocks, these are holding firm here, purple support and resistance, that's holding. Sell signal here, that's Kavana. All right, that's holding. Sell signal, that's kind of holding right now, sell signal here, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal. So if this market was bullish, guys, most of these stocks would hold. Sell signal here. And these are your best stocks in the market right now. Hold in, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, okay? That's holding, sell signal, hold in, sell signal, hold in. All right, so lots of sellers are coming in. And again, we're still near the top of the market. We haven't sold off yet. So can you imagine, right? If we really start to move lower. All right, on the Dow, guys, the Dow on the daily time frame is holding firm, right near the highs. We've pulled back from a Dow 50,000, so we're now at a Dow right now, a Dow 49,500. All right, so it's pulled back a bit. The Dow had made its high, not a closing high, just a high of about 50,500. So what's that? 1,000 points now from its all-time high. So now 49,500. It does look good. The Dow does look good. All right. It's pulled back from its high, but still holding fairly well. A Dow on the weekly time frame looks good. All right, but if sellers come in, all that could change. Dow on the monthly time frame looks good. S&P, guys, S&P on the daily time frame, we have a sell signal here, okay? And we are not breaking through that resistance, okay? So that's major concern there. S&P on the weekly, I'm holding for now, purpose support and resistance. Keep an eye on that. S&P on the monthly, holding for now. NASDAQ, sell signals, guys. Sell signals on the NASDAQ right here. All right, breaking support. All right, so NASDAQ is the weakest of the four sectors. I'm sorry, indexes. Okay, so NASDAQ has a sell signal and really struggling to hold support right now. Really need a bounce later in the week. That's on the daily time frame. NASDAQ on the weekly time frame. Look here, guys. We got a white candle here. That's a warning. All right. So NASDAQ on the weekly time frame. That's a warning. We got a white candle here. We do not need a red candle. Right, this week. That's not good. Whenever we get sell signals, red candles on the weekly time frame, that's a rotation out of the markets. Okay, so keep an eye on that. All right, so white candle here, really need a bounce. We've got support right here, near-term support right here, near that price action, near the close on Friday. Here's the close. Really needs to hold. If it breaks through that support, get into that red moving average. We'll see a sell signal like we had here, okay? So be careful. That's the NAS on the weekly time frame. NAS on the monthly, holding for now. And the Russell, all right? So the Russell on the daily time frame, let's call that a sell signal, red candle here. If we get past the highs here, resistance here, we'll call a new buy signal. All right. Otherwise, we have a red candle here, sell signal on the Russell. Weekly on the Russell, holding. Russell on the monthly, holding. The QQQs, we'll use those to spot rotations on the weekly time frame. So QQQ, NASDAQ on the weekly, we're holding that trend line, guys. Right. Really holding that trend line. And then we've got support here. If we break through that support later in the week, all right, we could get a white red candle here on the QQQ on the weekly. And then the SPY is holding better, but purpose support and resistance. Okay. So guys, there are signs all over the place that we could see these markets move lower. This is why we do this, right? So we can be out at the highs, all right, hold our profits, kind of stay in cash and wait if we are trading on using the systems and our time frames. Okay, if buyers come in, we'll see that, especially on the 240 on these indexes. Okay, and then we could look to start getting back into equities. All right. Now that doesn't mean our stock boss traders and our bull master traders doesn't mean you close out all your positions. Okay. If your current positions, if you're holding current positions, follow your process, follow your system. Okay. If you've seen buying in particular sectors, you can certainly trade those, but just trade lightly, be careful, follow your process, follow your rules. Okay. Like consumer staples. Okay, and energy, but trade lightly. Spiders on the weekly, purple support and resistance, holding for now. And then the diamonds, DIA, the diamonds holding firm. Okay, Bitcoin, guys, Bitcoin. You guys know we have a sell signal in Bitcoin. We are not touching Bitcoin at all. All right, we made a low in Bitcoin. The most recent low was at 60,000. All right, we were at 68,000. Bitcoin tried to make a bounce from that low up to 72. It's back down to 68, and let's see what it does. We do have a decent amount of support, right? We have good support at 70,000, guys. Right, there's really good support at 70. If it doesn't hold around 70, again, it's at 68, doesn't hold here, right? We have further support at around 50,000 down here. Okay, so that's about 50,000 right down here if it doesn't hold. It's still in the markdown phase, so sellers are definitely in control there. All right, so we are going to assume that it will move lower. Purple support and resistance here. All right, so any amount of pressure, we could see Bitcoin move lower. Again, this is on the daily time frame. Okay, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, you guys see here. Again, decent amount of support at 70,000. It is struggling to hold there. Next support 50,000 here, and then next support 30,000. Remember, Bitcoin came from 124, 125,000, guys. So a lot of pain, right, in Bitcoin. If these traders decide to just give up, all right, on holding, we could see Bitcoin move lower. Monthly time frame on Bitcoin, guys. Monthly time frame, white candle here. All right, so we gap down for last month. Finish with a close with a white candle here. Be careful, okay? Let's see how gold and silver is doing this evening. All right, gold, guys, much improved price action from silver. All right, so here was the sell-off in gold. Gold recovered nicely. All right, so we have, let's see here. We have green candles. Never got a sell signal. So of the two, gold is holding up nicely there. Okay. So on the daily time frame, gold is holding up nicely. Look here. You guys can see that. All green candles here on the daily holding up nicely. All right. Monthly is doing well. Right. Big surprise on gold on the monthly there. Trading at right at around 5,000 and change. Silver is in some trouble, guys. So silver had a sell signal. All red candles here. Really struggling. Silver has to hold, let's call it, I would say $65. Okay, so it's trading at what, 69? It's got to hold 65. If it doesn't hold, we could see silver go all the way down to about $50, guys. All right, so right here would be $50 right here. So it has to hold. Next support, if it doesn't hold at 50, now we're a long way from this support. All right, if it goes back to here, that would be nuts, which is $30, which is where silver took off last year in June. All right, so it's got to hold 65,000, then let's call it 50,000. If it doesn't hold, next support around 30,000. Okay, but long way from 30. If it breaks 65, certainly 50 could be a target there. On the monthly time frame on silver, guys, this is not good. Okay, so a big pullback on silver, and it's not moving higher here on the month, trading at 69. Boy, it's got to stay. 50 would be right here. So 47.50 is right here. It's got to stay above that. Okay. Crude oil on the weekly time frame. Now we've seen some green candles coming in, some buyers coming in. Remember what I said about energy? Energy stocks are moving higher, but crude oil is not moving higher, guys, right? Yes, it's moving higher here, but it hasn't broken that resistance. So usually crude oil and energy stocks will move together. That's not happening. Bonds got a buy signal. Look at that, out of nowhere. So bonds got a buy signal. All right, your TLT buy signal here. What's that? The 20-year. Okay. That's not bad. Okay, let's see if it can get to that resistance area up here. All right, but it does have a buy signal. It's been in a very difficult trading pattern. All right, for almost 2 years now. Very difficult trading here. Very, very difficult trading. It's got to break out, guys. Needs to break out at above 92, and we might call it. So I wouldn't take that alert there. Okay. Quick look at our systems, and then we'll be done. Just remember, things are quiet right now. All right, so monster scalper, guys, monster scalper. Let's just go through these, the Aussie pairs, see if we can find anything. But market's quiet right now. Aussie, New Zealand has a decent trade going there. Nothing there. Aussie CAD, nothing. Nothing in the Kiwi pairs. So be careful. The yen pairs are moving lower. Be careful shorting those. Okay. Because we could see those bounce back. Right. The overall trend is long, guys. So be careful with those. Be careful shorting, especially with a quiet market. And I don't know if we have data coming out in the Euro session. All right. These are your dollar pairs. So they're all over the place right now. So it's a light market. Preserve your capital. Now things can change, right? Forex is its own market, so it could, it's open. It's not closed tomorrow. So, but just be aware of the trading environment, okay? All right. We were looking for a trade in Forex Dominator for the Euro. What was it? Euro Yen. And that, so no buy signal. We were hoping that we would get another setup like this here. All right, Euro Yen in Forex Dominator on the daily time frame. Right, we're looking for a break through that resistance here with the buy signal. That did not happen. No, we already had a great trade. So buy signal here, sell signal, hoping for another one, but we've got red candles here. So we've got to wait longer for that trade to develop. Swiss yen is still holding. All right, but yeah, so that Euro trade, that setup we were hoping for, nothing there. Okay, Monster Yen. Again, just wait, be patient, wait. You might find some opportunities overnight in Monster Yen. So Aussie, Euro, Pound, and New Zealand Yen, they're setting up nicely. Look at pound yen, right? Pound yen is setting up nicely. Markdown phase here, green candle coming in there. Okay, so good setup there. Okay. Quick look at stock boss. Let's run it. Let's run Heat Seeker. See how many stocks we've got. So that's about where we need to be. All right. So Heat Seeker, well, stock boss, 27 stocks, guys. So nothing. We have absolutely nothing there. That's what we want to see, right? Markets are not performing well. Indexes are not performing well. Sectors are not performing well. We need our heat seeker to kind of dry up. It forces us not to trade, okay, in a big way. So 27 stocks, not a lot. We like to see 70, 80, 100. That's when we know markets are healthy. Right now, 26, 27 stocks, not good. So just hold off. That tells us we should not be trading. Only one basic material stock, okay? Let's see, energy, only 3 energy, 1 financials, a few healthcare, tech, 2 tech. We should not be trading, guys. Okay, this is small caps. Bull Master, no, Bull Master have been given more opportunities, but that's come down now. Bull Master was over 200. Now it's at 110. Okay, so it's come down quite a bit. All right, so basic materials is still holding basic materials in that system. Capital goods still holding. Consumer cyclical and non-cyclical, they're holding those. What's that? 6 energy stocks. Healthcare, light, guys. Very, very light, okay? Technology, a few technology here. All right, but very light. So a bull master traders. All right, good price action in tech here. Some of these tech stocks. Okay. But things are still light, okay? Cryptos monster here. Let's move this to the 60. So right now they are selling. Cryptos are down, your major cryptocurrencies. So Litecoin is down. All right. It has a buy signal on the 60. Wouldn't do anything there. Bitcoin, a buy signal on the 60. I wouldn't take that, guys. Okay. The previous buy signal failed. Okay. So any buy signals, notice we're in the markdown phase. Bitcoin is moving lower. So any of these buy signals, okay, will fail. So do not take these buy signals. Right? This one failed. This buy signal failed. This buy signal failed. Now, granted, these are small losses, right? But still, right? Why bother? Okay. Sell signal, buy signal, sell signal, buy signal, sell signal. All right. Notice how close quickly it got us out here, right? Buy signal, sell signal, buy signal here. That might give us a sell signal. So don't waste your time right now trying to go long cryptocurrencies, okay? And remember, these majors, especially Bitcoin, we can use Bitcoin as a barometer for the crypto market. So if Bitcoin is moving lower, most of your cryptocurrencies will move lower as well. Okay. The US 30 NAS and S&P. Be careful with those. Metals. So gold. On the 60-minute no buy signal there in Monster Metals. Nothing on silver. So guys, be careful. I'm not saying not to trade, but there isn't a lot right now. So be careful, okay? Don't force anything. Monster Energies. Crude oil. All right, crude oil has a buy signal, but we are in a range. Okay, so be careful. Natural gas, nothing there. Heating oil, nothing there. Okay, all right, guys. So the theme is this: sellers are coming in equities, forex, right? Consolidating a bit now. No real direction. Okay, other markets are just kind of holding for now. Okay, so be careful out there. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday, okay? And make sure you guys check us out in the SKOOL community, okay? Take care. If you guys need to reach me, just click the links in the chat, okay? Take care, guys.